Good morning to all listeners. My name is JD. I do hope you all had a great, peaceful, and restful night sleep and look forward to what the day will bring. Thank you for tuning on to 91.9, 91.5 Real FM. So we now go into the moments of meditation. This morning I want to share on seeking God's face. How do we seek God's face? The Bible encourages us many times to seek the face of God in our daily lives. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 29 tells us to seek the Lord and we will find him with all our heart and soul. To seek someone or something means the object of our search is lost or hidden. However, this is not the case with God because he is not lost. So what does it mean to seek the face of God? When we seek God's face, we are seeking his presence, a personal encounter with him, and a deeper understanding of who he is. There are many proven ways whereby we can seek the face of God. Through prayer, through fasting, studying God's word, meditation, kingdom service, corporate fellowship, obedience to God's word, declaring and perfecting God's word, and praise and worship. Prayer is a powerful way to seek the face of God. It is the vehicle through which we honestly and purposely pursue the Lord. Anyone can engage in meaningful prayer anywhere, anytime, and for any length of time. The potency and power of fervent prayer is through which one can come not only in a greater revelation of God, but can also unpack spiritual power of godly living. Fasting is another powerful way by which we can seek the face of God. When combined with prayer, fasting is a potent weapon to demonstrate our ability to conquer the flesh and see God in an intentional way. Fasting is not readily accepted by everyone, but to those who utilize it consistently, it yields exponentially benefits. Fasting strengthens our faith in the Almighty God and opens up a greater revelation of who he is. It exposes our weakness and frailties and reveals our tremendous need for him. Studying God's word. Matthew chapter 4 declared that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God. The word of God is irreplaceable and irrefutable substance and in everyone's life. The word of God reveals the mind's nature and character of God to those who study it. What better way to know more about God than by studying and searching the scriptures daily? Meditation, spending time in silence and solitude, thinking about God's goodness and pondering on the words leads to divine revelation and insights. We miss that sacred opportunity when we have to contend with our busy schedules. Taking time to meditate upon God's require discipline and dedication in our pursuit for his presence. Through meditation, we can experience more of his abundant love as we come to know him on a more intimate level. Kingdom service. In 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 14, Paul stated that it is God's love that constrains us and compels us to serve. It is through this compulsion that we have a desire to give ourselves, our time, and our resources to help others. In our desire to seek God, it is natural for us to spread His love through service. When we serve, we become even closer drawn as we become His arms extended to those in need. When we serve others, we please God, and as a result, God blesses us and reveals Himself to us on a greater dimension. When we serve, we also develop a greater sense of purpose and meaning in our lives. In Matthew chapter 20, verse 28, Jesus emphasized servitude when He stated that He came not to be served, but to serve others. Therefore, Jesus desires us to serve. Likewise, we should be of the same mind. Obedience to God's word. If we desire to know more about God and to know Him intimately, we must obey Him. It is impossible to be in a close relationship with God and fully experience Him without obeying His words. God calls us to obey Him, and this is vital as we diligently seek His face. In Christ, we have the perfect example of obedience. As His disciples, we endeavor to follow His example by obeying God's word. In John chapter 14, verse 15, Jesus commands us that if we love Him, we should keep His commandments. True obedience flows from a heart of love and thanksgiving for the grace which we have received from God. God rewards our obedience by opening the eyes of our understanding in greater measures. There is always a blessing that awaits us when we seek to be God. Obedience brings blessing, and obedience is better than sacrifice. Praise and worship. The true nature of praise and worship is to seek God's face. As we usher into the presence, the Lord wants us to be humble and trustingly seek Him. In Psalm 22, verse 3, the Bible tells us that God inhabits our praises. When we praise and worship Him, we invite His presence to come and reside in us, His dwelling place. When we genuinely praise and worship God, we are surrendering ourselves to the Lordship and His sovereignty. In worship, our focus shifts from ourselves to amazing God. He's attracted to us and draws us near. Like other spiritual disciplines, genuine worship strengthens our relationship with God and opens up a greater revelation of His divine nature. Seeking God's face requires deep intimacy with Him. By seeking God's face, we know His identity. We know how to distinguish Him from other so-called God. In seeking the Lord, we come to know His character and personality. We'll know what makes Him angry and joyful and sad. When we know Him, we'll be able to recognize Him everywhere and in every situation. The more we seek God, the more we will desire to seek Him. Seeking God's face will enable us to His supply of perfect love, peace, joy, and all that which is in His beautiful bounties. As we seek and get closer to God, we will be moved to demonstrate His transformation outwardly and to continue to pursue in His ways that will bring glory to Him and blessing to others. Would you seek God's face today? O most holy God, we humbly acknowledge our desperate need to return to You in full repentance and first love passion. Please forgive us for our rush time of prayer and comparison with the world. As we seek Your face, let it be deep and lasting, not brief and general. By Your grace and mercy, let us embrace. Help us to cultivate Your presence in our life. Remove any distraction and hindrance that will keep us from seeking Your face. Take us deeper in our worship. Help us to walk in your light and holiness. Give us joy in your presence. And help us to bring joy into the lives of others. Speak to us, Lord. Reveal yourself when we come to seek your face. And we ask this in no other name, Jesus' precious and holy name. Amen.
Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Carrico. Good morning, Petey Martinique, too. Yes, and good morning, St. David, St. Andrew, St. John, St. Mark, St. George's, and St. Patrick. Good morning to Aileroon, Idakai, Guizot, Latant, Green Island, Sandy Island, Sugarloaf. Calamity Island, Glover's Island. That's all I remember. Good morning, Grenada. How you doing? What's that?
Pity Matnik, Carrico.
I did that already.
Thought you had something coming down.
No, I just did the whole thing.
Oh, no, you start St. David.
I was kind of like, just want to do the whole thing out. So that's why most of the times I just say, good morning, Grenada. And folks know exactly that I'm speaking to them.
I see you start St. David.
No, I said Grenada, Carrico, Petey Martinique, and then I went to St. David.
St. David?
Yeah.
Maybe,
Just a special good morning to the folks in Carrico, Petey Martinique, and the rest of the islands. This morning, we are doing a simulcast this morning. The Sister Isles, they have joined us. So, good morning to all the fans of Sister Isles. I'm Andre, he's JD. JD, say good morning to all the fans of Sister Isles.
Good morning to all the fans of Sister Isles. I do hope that you are in for a good day, prepared for what the day will bring, and look forward to a wonderful morning, great programming.
Oh, you have a lady this morning, do you?
Yes, I have a lady this morning.
I have a special guest. I'm not going to tell you or anybody who that special guest is. I just hope it comes through.
True.
I'll
Okay.
keep my fingers crossed. I hope that it comes through. Round about, I think it's around about 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, okay.
Who's your guest? Are you able to tell us?
Yeah, it's a lady from St. Andrews. She has a business called CJ's Lifestyle and Wholeness and Wellness. She does quite a local product. She makes a lot of products locally, especially in drinks, and they're very good products for our body, to treat our body well. So I guess we'll know more about her when she comes on, what she does and her products.
Okay. I gotta say good morning to Union Island. My good friend Carl is on Union Island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I said to him, I says, are you listening on radio or are you listening otherwise? And he says, well, he's listening on YouTube. Okay. And yes, we are broadcasting on YouTube. So I said to him, well, try the radio. And he did. Tried 91.9. And he says he kind of believed that he's inside of the station because it is so very clear. Oh, they're in Union Island. So good morning to folks in Union Island. And he's just sent a message saying, say hello to Castro. I guess there's a Castro. Thought it was only Cuba that had Castro. Yeah, one in Union Island there too. Good morning, Castro. How you doing? Trust that everything is okay. Yeah, Castro, must give us a call one of these days. And good morning to you, Drumsticks. How you doing this morning?
Hello, good morning. I'm good.
All right, tell me.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Good morning to you. Good morning to the nation, JD. Good morning. I read from the Word of God, Psalm 29. Ascribe to the Lord your God. Ascribe to the Lord glory and strength. Ascribe to the Lord the glory due to his name. Worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. The voice of the Lord is upon the waters. The God of glory thunders. The Lord is upon the mighty waters. The voice of the Lord is powerful, is a powerful voice. The voice of the Lord is a voice of splendor. The voice of the Lord breaks the cedar tree. The Lord breaks the cedar of Lebanon. He makes Lebanon skip like a calf, and Mount Horn like a young wild ox. The voice of the Lord strips the flint of the fire. The voice of the Lord shakes the wilderness. The voice of the Lord shakes the wilderness of Kishon. The voice of the Lord makes the oak tree white and strips the forest bare. And in the temple of the Lord, all crying glory. The Lord sits enthroned above the flood. The Lord sits enthroned as a king forever. The Lord shall give strength to his people. The Lord shall give his people his blessing of peace. This is the end of the scripture.
And thank you so very much. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good.
Great. Olive, how you doing, Olive? She ain't answering, or she don't hear you?
Yes, she answer you.
I ain't hear that. Olive. Is that right?
Good morning.
Darling, how are you?
I'm fine.
Great. You relaxing?
Yeah.
Are you good?
Yeah, good, man.
We need to have a conversation.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, we need to have a conversation. But take care of yourself, though.
All right.
All right? Jumps later.
Okay, bye-bye. Have
All
a
right.
nice day.
You too, my love. Okay, good. It is real. It is 91.9, 91.5, www.realfmgrenada.com. Andre Donald, together at JD this morning. And we're also live on Sister Isles. 92.9? Yeah, I think that's the frequency. 92.9. Don't think, Andre. Shut up with that stupid thing about think. You should know. What's wrong with you? Good. 92.9. That's the frequency. And, of course, we are live on YouTube. Good morning to all the YouTubers this morning. How you doing? Let me see who's there already. Adrian Watts. Wow, Adrian never gives up. He's always there, man. Much respect to you, Adrian. Carl Caton. Oh, yeah, he's there. Carol Belfon. Now, I don't know who's Carol Belfon. That's, I won't say it's a new name, but it's just that I don't know that person per se, you know. But it's not a regular name. I've just noticed it over the past couple of days. Gemma Warwood. Good morning, Gemma. I'm not too sure that I know Gemma. Adrian Andria. Andrina? Andrea? Probably, yeah, that's a way they could spell Andrea too. Andrea Alexander. Good morning to you. Jackie Raymond. Jackie's inside of London. Wow, speaking of London, Boris in problems. Boris Johnson?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in serious problems. As a matter of fact, he is due to resign maybe within the next couple of minutes.
I won't be surprised.
Yeah, he's due to resign.
Just after these parties.
Okay, Maria Alex, I got you.
Just after these parties in COVID.
No, and it wasn't that, you know.
What, another thing again?
No, it wasn't that. It has to do with something that he knew and he did not speak to knowing it. It has to do with some sexual abuse that he knew about in relation to another MP.
MP, okay.
Yeah, so he's gonna be punished for that. So he has to resign today. And I'm trying to ascertain exactly what it is.
Okay.
So I've been trying, and I picked up a little bit. It has to do with grouping. You know what is grouping?
No.
Or group? Is it group or grouping? When somebody touches you, like you know, like try to group you, like
who used to do that?
what?
Who the favorite
Say something, let you, and you will die.
the favorite president?
Call name, let you die this morning. Call that name, and you die. Die just like that. Blam. Don't you ever dare.
Don't go down the road.
I ain't talking about don't you ever dare. That's my president. Keep it simple.
Well, I do that in the political arena. But with Boris, I'm surprised because they were given an analysis of Because he escaped that thing a while ago.
No, but he's strong. His party is really strong.
His party is strong, but
really, really strong.
They said that they gave a reference of all those who went through that, and they didn't last long after. They had to go. They went.
Yeah. So this grouping thing, it happened with a man, but I'm getting the impression, because I'm still to get the facts. The man did some grouping, but he didn't try to grab girl. But he tried to grab girls.
He grabbed.
Men.
Yeah.
That's what I'm picking up. I'm not too sure that I'm correct. So somebody maybe Pat Kip James. Good morning, Pat. I know you're good on research like that. Can you double check that for me, please? In relation to Boris Johnson.
I'll be surprised.
What's his name must be laughing. Good morning, Wilma. How are you doing this morning? And Mr. Garnes, what's up, bro? Thanks for the greeting this morning. He says good morning to you too, JD. Good morning to Carl.
Good morning, sir.
And to his niece, Michelle. Michelle is not here as yet.
Okay.
Oh, some Stevie McLean. Good morning, Stevie McLean. Stevie saying I'm correct. So he did try. Oh, how you grabbing, man? What stupidness is this? Come on. We've got a caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Dre.
Good morning, sir.
The word is groping, not
Oh, groping. Well, yeah, well.
yeah.
That ain't supposed to be a word anyway. They ain't supposed to have that in the world. Anyway, groping, right.
Groping, yeah. The young man likes groping other young men in bars.
So hold on there. So did he really grope?
Yes,
He did?
yes.
So tell me what happened. Come on.
But, he's groping other young men, And he was punished for that once. And then Boris hired him again, saying, Boris said, I didn't know that man. I know nothing about that. But he knew. So now the information comes that he knew that the man was groping other men.
Oh.
And then he put his position. So now he's got to go for that, But Boris have always been like Teflon, you couldn't get rid of him,
Yeah.
He always surviving, so I'm really surprised to hear that he's resigned over this, because I thought he was going to make it through too, but wow. But yeah, that's good. It's groping, man.
It's groping.
Groping.
So he grabbed the man. Oh my God.
Yeah, he grabbed him, made it
Let me grab the weather, please.
Anyway, let me go and grab the weather.
Yeah, go and grab the weather.
Take care of yourself. Good. So right.
That's the end of Boris. Oh no.
And that is the end. That's all my grandy.
Oh no.
Born on Monday, Christian on Tuesday. Oh, that's it.
Died on a Thursday.
Die on Thursday. Truth. That is the end of Boris Johnson. That's it.
Hello, I'm sorry. But I guess that's
You
the
sorry?
English, no, that's the way English goes. But I wouldn't, they said so. They said that all of them who went through that process, they had to.
And Steve McLean is saying, Andre, it's not one, it's many. Hey, stay there. We go for the weather. Yeah, stay there. This is funny this morning.
Why you disown agriculture? I'm talking to the youths of this nation and those wicked politicians, like they want to structure the plan. Well, from here to the revolution, agriculture was on top. Man Jack and didn't do too bad. After that, the whole thing flop. Why? Everybody want to sit down in computer, and they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer, agriculture, and they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer. You could live without clothes, and they forget agriculture. Everybody want to sit down in computer. I tell you just now, my brothers, all you go with them computers. Lord.
It is Realist 91.9, 91.5, www.drealfmgrenada.com. She's still the first lady of weather in Grenada. Yes, Cecile. Yeah. That's her first name. The Mitchell, well, still, yeah, still. So you see, she is still the first lady of meteorology in Grenada. Good morning, Ms. Mitchell. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Andre. I'm very well, thank you. And how are you?
I'm good. I'm hearing a smile in your voice.
I'm always smiling.
That's what I know.
Yes.
Yeah. Haven't heard from you in a long time, but it's nice to hear you again.
Oh, it's great to be back after a month of vacation, but it's good to be back.
Did you travel?
No, I was here in beautiful Grenada.
I was just in what you bring farming.
A mango.
Anyway, let's hear the weather, my dear.
Okay, good morning to all the listeners of Real FM. It's so great to be back with you this morning. Firstly, let's take a glance at what's happening in the tropics. Currently, there are 2 tropical waves in the eastern Atlantic. The wave in closest proximity is around 556 nautical miles east of Grenada, and weather models suggest that the axis of this wave will cross the island chain on Friday evening, inducing cloudiness and showers. The tail end of that wave is expected to also support some showers on Saturday. Now for the current conditions at the Maurice Bishop International Airport. It is fair. The prevailing winds are easterly at 18 miles per hour. The barometric pressure reads 1014.2 millibars. That's above normal and rising. The current temperature is 26.8 degrees Celsius and the relative humidity stands at 81%. Temperatures climaxed yesterday at 29.8 degrees Celsius, and during the night they dropped to 25.4 degrees Celsius. During the past 24 hours, 3.3 millimeters of rainfall was measured here at the airport, and this brings the total for the month to 28.6 millimeters. Here now is the public forecast, and that's valid for today and tonight for the state of Grenada. Weather conditions are expected to be generally fair and windy, becoming partly cloudy at times with few light isolated evening and nighttime showers. Maximum temperature 31.0 degrees Celsius. Winds east to northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 15 to 25 miles per hour and gusting higher at times. Seas moderate to rough, waves 6 to 8 feet in northeasterly to easterly swells, hence a marine advisory remains in effect. Tides are currently rising, high would be at 9 a.m. and the next low at 3 p.m. Sunset 6:37 and sunrise 5:48. Just to recap the public forecast that's valid for today and tonight for the state of Grenada. Generally fair and windy conditions, becoming partly cloudy at times, with few light isolated evening and nighttime showers. And remember, a marine advisory is in effect. From the forecast desk here at the Maurice Bishop International Airport, I am Cecile Mitchell. Do have yourself a great Thursday.
Thank you so very much, my dear, and welcome back to work. And just so you know, this morning you're speaking to us here on 91.9, 91.5. That's Real FM's frequencies. And at this time, because it happens a couple of times, at this time you also you did not have the weather going to Carriacou, did you?
No, I didn't.
Right, but they heard you because they linked with us this morning, 92.9.
Oh, great.
Sister. So they heard it. So you see, you didn't miss anything. Or
Very
they
well.
didn't miss anything, so they got you.
Because I was wondering why I didn't hear from them.
Yes, because when Linton called me and he says, okay, fine, what time do you do the weather? I said, like, 7:20. He said, well, I do it 7:15, so I wouldn't bother this morning. I'll just let you do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Right.
All right.
Take care of yourself.
All right.
All right,
Take
bye-bye.
care.
Right, good. It's real, it's 91, it's 7:31, and in a couple of ticks, JD, do you think we should have a little bit of it? In a couple of ticks, Boris Johnson is due to make a statement at number 10 Downing Street inside London. What do you think? A couple of, take a bit of it? Let's take a bit of it. Let's hear what Boris has to say. Okay. JD, I'm not successful. Oh, pretty. Oh my, Andre, I think you have this thing on. Still not getting it, boy. What a pity. I really wanted to.
Today appointed a cabinet to serve as I will until a new leader is in place. So I want to say to the millions of people who voted for us in 2019, many of them voting Conservative for the first time, thank you for that incredible mandate, the biggest Conservative majority since 1987, the biggest share of the vote since 1979. And the reason I have fought so hard in the last few days to continue to deliver that mandate in person was not just because I wanted to do so, but because I felt it was my job, my duty, my obligation to you to continue to do what we promised in 2019. And of course, I'm immensely proud of the achievements of this government, from getting Brexit done to settling our relations with the continent for over half a century, reclaiming the power for this country to make its own laws in Parliament, getting us all through the pandemic, delivering the fastest vaccine rollout in Europe, the fastest exit from lockdown, and in the last few months, leading the West in standing up to Putin's aggression in Ukraine. And let me say now to the people of Ukraine that I know that we in the UK will continue to back your fight for freedom for as long as it takes. And at the same time, in this country, we've been pushing forward a vast programme of investment in infrastructure and skills and technology, the biggest in a century, because if I have one insight into human beings, it is that genius and talent and enthusiasm and imagination are evenly distributed throughout the population, but opportunity is not. And that's why we must keep levelling up, keep unleashing the potential of every part of the United Kingdom. And if we can do that in this country, we will be the most prosperous in Europe. And in the last few days, I've tried to persuade my colleagues that it would be eccentric to change governments when we're delivering so much and when we have such a vast mandate and when we're actually only a handful of points behind in the polls, even in mid-term after quite a few months of pretty relentless sledging, and when the economic scene is so difficult domestically and internationally. And I regret not to have been successful in those arguments, and of course it's painful not to be able to see through so many ideas and projects myself. But as we've seen at Westminster, the herd instinct is powerful. When the herd moves, it moves. And my friends, in politics, no one is remotely indispensable. And our brilliant and Darwinian system will produce another leader equally committed to taking this country forward through tough times, not just helping families to get through it, but changing and improving the way we do things, cutting burdens on businesses and families, and yes, cutting taxes, because that is the way to generate the growth and the income we need to pay for great public services. And to that new leader, I say, whoever he or she may be, I say I will give you as much support as I can. And to you, the British public, I know that there will be many people who are relieved, and perhaps quite a few who will also be disappointed. And I want you to know how sad I am to be giving up the best job in the world. But them's the breaks. I want to thank Carrie and our children and all the members of my family who have had to put up with so much for so long. I want to thank the peerless British Civil Service for all the help and support that you have given our police, our emergency services, and of course our fantastic NHS, who at critical moment helped to extend my own period in office, as well as our armed services and our agencies that are so admired around the world, and our indefatigable Conservative Party members and supporters whose selfless campaigning makes our democracy possible. I want to thank the wonderful staff here at Chequers, here at Number 10, and of course at Chequers, and our fantastic prop force detectives, the one group, by the way, who never leak. Above all, I want to thank you, the British public, for the immense privilege that you have given me. And I want you to know that from now on until the new Prime Minister is in place, your interests will be served and the government of the country will be carried on. Being Prime Minister is an education in itself. I've traveled to every part of the United
This is Real 91.9, 91.5, www.drealfmgrenada.com. Keeping a finger on the pulse as things happen across the globe. That was, that is the Prime Minister of England, Boris Johnson, and resigning this morning. BJ, were you aware of that?
Yes.
Okay.
Always
Interesting.
trending.
Yeah, he's finished speaking. He's gone now. Bye, Boris.
World is a dynamic place, Andre.
It is. But did you expect that? Are you looking?
Yeah, I've been following it up.
And?
Didn't expect it to happen so quick though. It happened very quick.
No, neither. I didn't expect it to happen so quick. But when last night, I woke as usual, and most of the times when I wake up, I flick the television on to see what has been happening in the news since, in the world since I've been sleeping, and I saw like about 50-something people
resign.
I'm like, okay, fine, Boris, you gone. Nothing to help you now.
Yesterday morning it was 30-something, and then by evening I was like, what is happening? You know?
No.
Life.
But it's interesting the way how the British function, because he's going to be, he's resigned as Prime Minister, but he's going to stay on. That's the dumbest thing. He has resigned as Prime Minister, but he's going to stay on as Prime Minister until they select a new Prime Minister. But how that makes sense?
Andre, if you work for them, it probably makes sense.
If I work for them?
No, whatever they're doing, if it worked for them, then it probably makes sense.
Because I'm trying to understand this. How could you resign as Prime Minister and stay on as Prime Minister? JD, how is that done?
Well, that's the system, I guess. So,
Okay.
yeah.
No, JD, you have somebody that, what's up with the person? Do we call the person? What do we do?
You want to send them the link? No? Oh, yeah. You want to call them?
Is the person able to do this?
Yeah.
I can send them the link. Do you have an email address?
Yeah,
What is it?
JULAM.
Hold on. J
ULAM.
JULAM.
Yes. 777 at Gmail.
As of now, consider it sent. So that has been sent to the person. That link has been sent to the person. So I wait. BJ, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I should have. JD has someone that we're going to chat with, of course, yes. And you have information that you're going to give, yes. And I have a guest this morning, man.
Guess who?
No, he ain't guessing.
You have a guess as well.
Yeah, I have a guest this morning for a couple of minutes, not for very long. And then my cameras are acting up this morning. I don't know what's wrong with the cameras this morning, man. It's just, I don't know, maybe Boris stepped in. You think? I don't know, man. Yeah, it's doing a number on me. But I think it is back. I really, wow. Everything is going haywire this morning. But nonetheless, how was your week, BJ? How's it been for you?
Good. Thank God for life still. And we're having really heavenly weather these days.
We have more comments.
More coming?
They said tomorrow.
Okay.
Was listening to your weather news.
Saturday. Saturday
Yeah,
evening, yeah.
probably get some rain stepping in again. So, being blessed to have those kind of weather.
Micah. There's somebody called Micah in Bonnet and St. Mark. Good morning to you. Gates wants you to have a wonderful day. I want you to have a great day. All right, so that's Micah. Oh, Gemlin, good morning. How are you doing? It has been a while. I say you just desert me, just like that. So, more rain to come over the weekend. Are you saying that?
Yes,
Oh my God.
tomorrow into Saturday, based on your weather news this morning.
I was trying to listen to something else while I was having the weather.
How about wave moving in again? 500 miles east of Grenada. Should bring in rain tomorrow evening into Saturday.
Wow. That's interesting. I wonder.
Heavy rainfall sometimes are is very important. Because sometimes what happens, a lot of farmers use a lot of harsh, heavy metals, chemicals. Some of which are used in fertilizers, and some of which can be used in chemicals. And when those get onto the soil, they sort of accumulate. And what you get is like a lot of chemicals being at a level whereby they make the soil become toxic. Too much activities are taking place there. Sometimes the soil can become very acidic because you have a lot of reaction taking place there.
Okay.
And sometimes when you get heavy rainfall, what it does, the water sort of dilute those heavy metals, and sometimes it moves it away. It helps balances and purge and clean the soil sometimes. Heavy rainfall is very important. Sometimes we bawl about it, but that's a way of the earth cleaning up itself, regularizing itself, getting the right chemistry going on in the soil, so the soil can start become active and start producing again. Because some of those heavy metals and chemicals and stuff like that, what it does, they kill the microbial activities in the soil. And you don't get the soil being active as it ought to, because you have a whole heap of chemistry taking place there in order for the soil to absorb and for the plants to absorb the nutrients in the soil.
Okay.
If it's not at the right pH and stuff, the plants don't really have nothing to do with it, because there are certain plants that works well in different pH. Like for example, tomatoes maybe would need a slightly acidic soil, and if you have the soil alkaline, what you get is that the tomato is not producing as it ought to because it's not in the right environment. It may grow, and you may give it the right amount of fertilizer as required, but it may not produce as you ought to,
That's interesting.
because it's not growing in the right
So it's just
environment.
nature.
Yeah.
It's just nature taking care of itself.
Yes.
Getting rid of all these
All
things
chemicals
that
and
you're
stuff
speaking
that
about.
you
Just let's wash it out.
Wash it out sometimes.
So is that why we see when it rains that everything just gets green and things?
Yeah, well, what you find happens to Andre, there is free elements roaming in the atmosphere. Even when you breathe, you're taking oxygen,
Yeah.
but you have carbon dioxide.
No man.
No, you don't have the carbon dioxide, but when you're pulling on you, sometimes you don't get this carbon monoxide when vehicles pass and stuff like that. So
Nah, I try to stay away from it.
no, but sometimes it's
Oh,
there.
no.
It's there all over the place.
Yeah, I know. That's true.
Yeah, and Andre, you have a lot of nitrogen, free nitrogen in the atmosphere. In fact, what is nitrogen level? I can't remember. Is it 20-something%, 23? I can't remember. Somebody don't quote me under the top. Learned this thing about 50 years ago. And what rainfall, Andre? The water combine with the nitrogen. So what you get now And people will say, how comes when rain fall, all of a sudden outside get green and nice like that? It's not just water. It's water full of oxygen, oxygenated water, and water full of nitrogen.
Oh.
Nitrogen is very volatile. It moves very quickly, freely. And that's why when you apply it to the soil, if you don't cover like your mulch, or if you don't dig it into the soil, you get it into the soil, and maybe as much as half of it you can lose it by just evaporate, just going.
Okay. We have JD's guest, Jacinta. We have her online. So, Jacinta, you will not be able to see JD. I have a problem with that camera. You'll be able to see me. What a dreadful sight I know that is. But you will be able to hear him. He will be able to hear you. So let me bring you up and say, good morning, Jacinta. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. I am doing very well. And how are you?
I believe that I'm okay. And with that beautiful smile, I know I'm okay now.
Okay.
Yeah, well, so JD's here. You won't be able to see him because I have a problem with that camera, but he can hear you. So, JD, it's your turn to burn.
Good morning.
Good morning,
CJ's
Mr.
Lifestyle
JD.
and Wellness.
Holistic wellness, yes.
Holistic wellness, sorry.
Yes.
Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, and that's wonderful. And so can you give us some information as to who you are and what you're into?
Definitely. I want to express a very special thank you for having us on the program this morning. A very special thank you to Real FM. Andrew Donald, thank you for having us. And this morning we are here, CJ's Lifestyle. We are a partnership with a husband and wife business, and we are into holistic wellness. And it's not just about a diet or just a rigid way of living, but it's about lifestyle changes. We are here promoting lifestyle changes. We are here to educate the public and to sensitize the public about living better lives. We are here in the Caribbean and we have a great opportunity to live healthier lives. So we want to take the opportunity this morning to let our public, or whoever is listening, to know that what we offer are natural organic products. Now, CJ Lifestyle cover a wide range of varying products for uses as food, clothing, and sanitary purposes. These can give rise to personal body reactions that can either be taken as normal or possesses mild to severe threats to health. So you go to the doctor and you get a diagnosis, JD. And what do you do when the doctor diagnoses you? You go to the pharmacy, you buy a drug. What happens after? We must know our body. What happens? We get a diagnosis. What causes that problem? So let's say, for example, we have cancer, and everybody's talking about it. What do you do? What caused the cancer? What's the name of the cancer? What can you do to treat the cancer? How can you make simple lifestyle changes so that you can ensure that your body, doesn't get seriously affected with that diagnosis? So here we are helping persons with natural products to balance the pH levels to give better quality of life and to ward off common and lifestyle diseases. So we also, the products we offer are for both male and female, young and old. And of course, we know that the world we're living in, it comprises of so many different problems, and we cannot never say we will be problem free. But what we know, where there is health, there is wealth. And where there is health, there is a happier life. So we want to ensure that we do all we can as individuals. Each individual have the responsibility to take care of their health. And I just want to focus in on two simple things this morning, JD, and that is of sleep and the sun. Two simple things that we take for granted. We are blessed here on the island to have a lot of sunshine, even though we might be in the hurricane season or rainy season that we might say, but we get sunshine. So when we have the sunshine, we must use it adequately, as the sunshine helps to activate the vitamin D in our body and helping us to boost our immunity and to help to ward off a lot of the diseases that we have. And also sleep. Sometimes we take sleep for granted, but sleep is very important. So we must get our rest. We are encouraged to get our rest before 10 p.m. in the evening, to help our cells repair and to be rejuvenated. So these are two important components for us as human beings, sleep and the sun. We must use it and use it adequately.
Right. Can you tell us what are your products that you make from local produce?
All right, sure. So we have many different products, but the signature of CJ's Lifestyle is our natural juices, organic, natural, cold pressed juices. So we do different types of juices. We have our liquid sunshine, we have our red sunshine, we have our green miracle, we also have our watermelon and mint, and we also have our morning fresh. Presently, it's a very exciting time for persons when they come, and you yourself, JD, would have experienced a taste of the green miracle. So maybe you can tell them how it was. I could be here talking about it, but you can tell them of your experience. So our liquid sunshine, our main ingredient there would be the turmeric, our local turmeric, cold pressed. We have our beets, and then we have our green miracle, where we use our moringa and pineapple. So these three juices, they are going very well, and we have a high demand for them. And these juices, they all provide rejuvenation, with the detoxifying, building, it's high in antioxidant, and it really helps to build the immunity, very important, build the immunity and to help a person to feel better and to be better.
Yeah, because I must indeed say, the time I tried the green drink, I had nothing. I had nothing to eat for that period of time.
Right.
And that kept me on almost until the evening. I said, I had to get more. I have to get more of that drink.
Drink, yes.
You are so true that when we get sick, we go to the doctor and all they give us something to give what they think may happen to us. But they're not getting down to the root cause of the problem.
Right.
And I think that is very important, that people look and learn more about what problem they have in their body.
Yes.
But what is the response from your products so far?
All right. So well, apart from the juices, we also do sanitary wares. So we have a lot of natural, organic, feminine products. So we have, I'm speaking to that so I can tell you the response from our public. So we have those feminine wares for women, of course. So we have the natural sanitary napkins. We have what you call, and these products come from the Cayman Islands. I must say, we have Miss Meredith there. She's the founder of these products, and they are natural, organic, sanitary napkins. Growing up in here in Grenada, sometimes we use napkins and sanitary napkins, and they're very toxic, and they can create or cause us to experience discomfort, itching and many other things. And because of the bleach and stuff that is in it, it can cause the body to become sick. But within organic sanitary napkins, you have no toxins, we have no bleach, we have no chlorine, and the body is able to absorb the environment that it creates for the body is very healthy. So women that have fibroids and PCOS and infections and stuff, these napkins will help to eliminate these problems that you experience. And women who have been using it, I can tell you, not here in Grenada alone, but in the Caribbean, all over the world. You can go online and you get it on Women's Haven, womenshaven.com. You can go there and look at all the wide variety of products that Women's Haven carry. Apart from the sanitary napkins, they also have the oils, they have the detox pearls, they have the womb wellness tea. So you name it, you need something to take care of you, of your feminine needs, reproductive organs, you name it, Women's Haven has it. And we carry all the products right here in Grenada. So you don't have to worry about going online and getting it through any other way, but we have it right here, and we have it in Grenville, St. Andrews. So all those persons who are in Grenville, who are in St. Andrews, you don't have to worry about going all the way to St. George's. If you can't, you don't have to worry. If you can, no problem. But if you cannot, right there in Grenville, and we are located in Ben Jones Street, opposite Digicel. That's where we are, right down on the ground floor of the Naya Compton Law Office. That's where we are. And we've had an excellent response from our community. I must say the women are coming in. And of course, with the juices, we have a good response. I must say that excellent response. Persons are coming and they're trying out the products and they're seeing that it's creating better health benefit for them. They're seeing results already, especially as we use the juices, as I said earlier, the Green Miracle. And of course, with the one that's the Red Sunshine, it helps in terms of building the blood. So women who have problems with, challenges with anemia, they have come and they have used the products and they've come back and gave excellent report. And we must thank God for that. Apart from, we also have our essential oils. We have 100% essential oils, and we have different oils. We have the eucalyptus oil, and this oil that I'm talking about, they use both internally and externally. So we have eucalyptus oil, we have peppermint, we have the rose oil, we have sweet almond oil, we have the myrrh, we have the frankincense, we have castor oil, you name it. All the oils that we can get on the market, and we do our best to ensure that we get it from the manufacturers that produce these oils. So we have the oils there, and it's available. We also have the oregano oil, and these oils, they help with when we have the cold, the virus, the flu. It also helps, to get rid of the mucus and to, relieve our congestion, and so very, very potent. So we have all these different essential oils right at CJ's Lifestyle. We also carry the pink Himalaya salt, 84 minerals. This salt is very, very good for persons who may be, suffering from things like high blood pressure, different things. You can use it. It's safe and it's healthy and it's very flavorful. Mind you, it's very flavorful. So you can put it in your foods. You can have it on your salads. You can even, if you want to do a detoxifying with your feet, you can have it in the water. So whatever, it's general use, and it's very, very good for the human body. We also carry teas. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Do you do foods? Do you do meals and so on? Like salad dressings and natural salad dressings?
Presently, we have not gotten into that one as yet. We haven't done the salad dressing. When we had one of our wellness extravaganza in May, we're hoping to have another one coming up soon. We haven't put the date together yet, but we would have the food, the natural vegetarian food available for sampling. And persons who come in, we had our vegetarian bean pate. We did a lot of the salads, and we showed persons how we can, prepare meals without using the flesh food and make it very palatable and, of course, delectable. So these natural products, persons are able to partake of and, be healthy. So we're not just telling you what to do, but we're providing and giving you all the different resources, because one of the things we also have, again, Mr. John, is that of our books. So we have a lot of health books on different health topics. So we have the books available because, knowledge is power. So we must, educate ourselves. We must be people that like to read. Reading is fundamental. I remember going to school at St. Joseph's Convent, and that's one of the lessons that we learned there. Reading is fundamental. Sometimes people take reading lightly, but it's very important that we read. We know, we have knowledge about what we're doing, why we're doing what we're doing, and we must be able to make a difference for ourselves.
That's excellent. Because of time constraint, because we have another program coming up for 8 o'clock.
Okay.
So we'll have to cut it a little bit short here today. But I guess in the future we'll have a longer period of time. And what I think, in my opinion, what I think you should do, maybe come to St. Patrick's one day and did what you did in Grenville. I parted that day and I was very impressed with what you all did. So I believe that you could come to St. Patrick's and then maybe island-wide and do what you did, that day in Grenville.
Sure,
so you could think about it. Yeah, we'll probably look at how, find a place where we could do it. And and see how your best we could take it forward.
Oh yes.
So
yes,
inclusive,
because-
anything you want to say inclusive?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Again, I want to thank you for the great opportunity, yourself and Andrew Donald, for having CJ's Lifestyle, a small business, having it been exposed, to different persons, not just here in Grenada, but whoever is listening on the World Wide Web. And of course, we want to let persons know they can come on to CJ's Lifestyle because, as I said, it's holistic wellness, empowerment. If you need someone to pray with you, as I said, whatever you need, whatever books you need, we have the health books, we have family life books, spiritual books. We have it, they're available. We have all the juices, and we do it and make your order, and you can have it fresh and ready to go. As I said, we have all the sanitary napkins for women and our men. We have what you call the male supplement products for the men. We have the zinc, we have the saw, palmetto. We have all these products there, So come on down at CJ's Lifestyle and make your life change today. Make a switch today. Do something for yourself. Take care of your health. Love yourself. Self-care is important. Sometimes, we do for everybody else, but when it comes to ourselves, we neglect taking care of ourselves. So today, as I started, I said, remember, sleep and sun. Let us remember that. When we spend time sleeping, get our 8 hours. Adults, yes, get your 8 hours and get the sunshine. We have a lot of it. So let us take care of our health as God has called us to. Again, I want to thank you for the opportunity, and God bless both you and Andrew Donald and the Real FM family. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and I'll get in touch with you.
Thanks.
And see how we could get things forward.
Okay,
All
bye-bye
right.
now. Okay,
Thank you,
great.
bye-bye, yes.
Bye.
Oh yes.
Agriculture, a pillar in the Grenadian economy. Gittins Home and Garden Center, your main pillar for agricultural supplies in Grenada. They supply fertilizers, herbicides, seedlings, and nursery items, diesel water pumps, walk-behind tillers, organic and environmentally friendly agricultural inputs. Serving you from 2 locations at Birch Grove and booth number 34 at the Vendors Market in Grenville. Cost-effective agricultural solutions for all your needs. Visit Gittins Home and Garden Center for the best in everything agriculture. Call them on 409-2175 or 438-4337 and enjoy their services from your farm to your backyard. Gittins Home and Garden Center.
We got the call on our way home that something was wrong. When we got here, we saw that the entire house was engulfed in flames. Just sitting there and looking at basically your whole life investment going up in flames. It did take a toll on us as a family. Once we decided to rebuild, the thought came up to use the Housing Authority of Grenada. After they sent in their quotation, which we thought was very, very reasonable, we decided to go with Housing Authority of Grenada. They were very helpful. They visited the site weekly. The staff was very professional. The contractor was very professional. They delivered our house on time.
Was it really?
Quality of work was amazing. And as you can see today, we are not disappointed. I would definitely recommend Housing Authority of Grenada for all your construction needs. With their affordable costs, high level of customer service, guidance, and building expertise, they will help you as they help us.
This is Real 91.9, 91.5, www.drealfmgrenada.com. 5 minutes nowadays after the 8 o'clock hour. Well, remember I said to you that I'd have a sneak peek of a guest this morning. BJ is trying to wonder who my guest is. BJ, you're going to know when you hear the voice. And let us say good morning to our new Minister for Agriculture, and that is Senator Adrian Thomas. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Andre, and good morning to BJ, and also your listeners throughout Grenada, Carriacou, Pitimantic, and
the world, the World Wide Web, of course.
The World Wide Web.
Yeah.
Andre, I didn't know you're so far, man.
Come on. I mean, you know what? You know what I'll say? I just let our friendship take care of that one. That was a low blow, but I let our friendship take care of that.
If only I knew that I would have utilized the station during the month of May and June.
Man, it's like you're trying to write a Kaiso there.
Good morning.
Morning, sir. How are you?
Good. Very well, thanks.
How's office going?
Just trying to settle in, and well, actually, you know that I'm back home. It's an institution that I've been in for the earlier part of my career. I spent 20 years in the Ministry of Agriculture, and I also was highly involved in the GCNA for the last 9 years. So my footing has always been in agriculture. My foot always on the ground, Andre.
And this is why, yes, and this is why I invited you just to have a couple of minutes with you this morning, just so that you can say good morning to the farmers and let them know, hey, I am here and I got your back.
Well, of course, obviously. I mean, I don't think for the last 30 years, a calendar year have passed without I having some interaction with the farmers of Grenada. I consider these people to be the architects of the agriculture in the agricultural industry. And if I may go further, maybe they are the most important people in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique as far as feeding the nation is concerned. Without feeding the nation, there is nothing serious about life. So you have to take care of the nation. And if the farmers are playing that role, I think they are very important. So I'm privileged to say a happy good morning to all the farmers in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. I wish them all the best. And sooner or later, I will be interacting with them so we could chart the way forward.
Well, at least now you've started, because this, I'm not too sure if you would have been aware that we do this. We've been doing this for maybe the past 10, 15 years. And that is our Thursday morning agriculture, where we dedicate 2 hours every Thursday morning to agriculture. And we will, of course, want to continue linking with you, because we have loads of farmers who listen to us, and the farmers are the ones. I'm just mere conduit. You know, BJ is a farmer, and JD, of course, is a farmer. So they're the ones, who come and talk to people and give people advice. So what I want to get from you, Minister, I'm putting you on the spot, that you will, of course, from time to time, come on. You don't have to come here. We can link you, like we're doing now, and you can speak to the farmers and give them hope.
Well, of course, Andre, I will not turn down that offer. I'm happy to see that you are using your good radio station to give agriculture some level of prominence that it deserves. And I will definitely be part and parcel of that program in terms of disseminating information to the farmers. And I'm sure that the Ministry of Agriculture will be happy to be part of this scenario, because wherever we can, whatever media we can use to disseminate information to the farmers, we'll be grateful for that. And if you're going to make that available, why shouldn't we use it?
Yeah, well, I know you've got meetings coming up, so I'm not going to keep you. But here's one question. Is there anything that you'd want to say directly to the farmer this morning? And if there is, what will that be, sir?
Well, I would like to say to the farmers, keep your hope, keep your faith. I know that there are over 10,000 farmers in Grenada involved somewhere or the other in agriculture. And I also know that within the household of these farmers, there are families, and therefore the 10,000 farmers could triple in terms of people involvement in agriculture. I want to say to them that we have a new dispensation now, and I want to encourage them to keep their hope and keep the candle burning, and because this administration will be focusing heavily on agriculture. The PM made no bones about it that the spice industry is coming on stream, but the other aspects of agriculture will also be taken care of, and we want to really revamp the agricultural sector and the agricultural industry and give it the kind of prominence that it deserved. And the role it has played in the past, we want to make sure that it becomes one of the main economic pillars in going forward.
Well, thank you so very much, Mr. Minister. And I put you on the spot because I did get you to commit. So whenever I pick up that phone and I call you can't say no. That's just my voice in the Kaiser.
Andrew, we are together in this business, so we'll work together.
Yeah, man, we work together. Take care, Minister, and have yourself a wonderful day.
Thanks, and same to you, man, and all the best to your listeners.
Okay, great. Bye-bye. speaking there with our Minister for Agriculture, BJ?
Yeah, I thought it was good of him to come in at such quick notice, and he spoke well.
Yeah.
And it's always good, Andre, that you can reach out to people at that level, and they can start off by trying to connect with the Grenadian people, especially the farmers, and that's good. And Persuader is I hope he doesn't mind me calling him so.
No, I
don't think so at all. He's I've been working with or had worked with him for a while, and I find him a very ardent person. He's committed to developing Grenada. We had a small thing together in a few years together in the GCNA, and I thought he did well. He was responsible for the properties of GCNA, and he did well putting them together, and especially the one down in St. George's, trying to get it sorted out when I was there, so that he could more or less meet his own obligation rather than people having to put money to to support it and stuff like that. I thought he did very well, I wish him very, very well, Andre. If he means good and decide to work hard, by no stretch of the imagination, the people should support him.
Well, I put it to you this way, BJ. I always try to give credit where credit is due. So I must say good morning to my good friend Philip Alexander.
Much good.
Yeah, I reached out to Philip and I said, hey, I need to speak to Minister Thomas. And he says, I'm going to do what I'm not supposed to do, Andre. I'm going to give you the number only because it's you. And he gave me the number, and I called the minister and told him I was. He said, okay, fine, Dre, tell me what is it you wanted. And I explained to him, and that was only yesterday, BJ. And he said, no problem, I'll come on just to say hello to the farmers this morning, and that is what I wanted. Giving him the opportunity for his administration to make contact with the farmers and let them know that, hey, you should not think that because there's a new administration, things aren't going to happen. Things will continue to happen.
Andre, just this, give me a minute to say good morning to Philip Alexander.
No.
Just like it. I like people who have a whole heap of zest, who like to be seen in the spotlight, and like Mr. Philip. You have to see him when he pass.
Oh, his flag?
His flag.
Oh, please. That's Philip. That's Philip for you. Philip,
like him, Andre.
Philip has flown that flag ever since the NDC lost the election before.
Never put it down.
Never put it down. As a matter of fact, he got a new vehicle and a new flag. He got a new vehicle and a new flag. We've got a call online. Good morning to you. How are you doing?
Good morning to you, Mr. Andrew Donald, and to the other two gentlemen in the studio.
Morning, sir.
Very, very, very nice. I want to really congratulate you. You, number one, for the lady that spoke just now, and two, for having the minister on in such a quick time. Thank you and good congratulations to you for that. I'm glad you were able to sell the idea to the minister that this station do a lot for agriculture. I'm glad you were able to sell that to him, and I'm glad he was able to take up on it. I will want you to do one thing for me. Please get in touch with the Minister of Agriculture. I would like to have a follow-up conversation with him because I had a conversation with the last minister, and there are some things that I think we could put together. So I will ask you to use your good office again to get in touch with the minister and ask him to please give me the opportunity to speak to him for a few minutes.
Me?
Yeah. I am using your good office because your office seems to be very good.
No. You see, I tell you something. I have to go through people these days.
Well, yeah,
before I was going direct, but
because the lady that spoke just now, I was very much delighted with.
That was JD. JD got that lady.
Okay, well, I was very much delighted and impressed with her conversation, and I wanted to ask her one question that you didn't open the lines: whether the juices that she talked about, whether or not she can make really a profit with them, and she could get enough juice or enough material to make juice, and how it sells. Because I think that's a wonderful thing, among the things that she makes juice with in Grenada. But can she get enough? What the supply is like, and the demand for the juice. Right.
Let me just, as you speak to juice, there's a gentleman who had to come yesterday to shampoo the carpet inside the studio. And I had to call him after 5 o'clock because I hadn't seen him. And I had to call him after 5 o'clock to find, hey, what's up? And he says, oh, boy, Andre, I'm on my way. So when he got here, I said, man, what kept you? And he said to me, because he does the pulps, so he has concentrated juice available, he packages and sells. He told me that as of 9 o'clock yesterday morning, up until when I called him just around 20 past 5, he was cutting passion fruit. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
He was cutting passion fruit. That speaks volumes, because man cutting passion fruit for that long time, Cliff, it has to be a lot of passion fruit. And it means that we are producing a lot of passion fruit.
And it takes a little time to cut passion fruit.
Yeah, and it means that we're producing a lot, and it means that people are consuming our local juices. What we need to do is probably market it more and cause the people in the juice business, restaurants and shops and so that sell juices, to want to sell more of the local stuff. That is what should be happening.
They people like BJ coming again because he have the technology and understanding. Perhaps he could go into factory in it now and see what the demand is like, and because both governments, let's be honest, both governments are shown for the last few months. The NMP government did show that they was interested in agriculture to some extent. The minister was moving. They were giving people lands and whatnot. So if this government is taking and following up on it, I think it's a step in the right direction.
Yep.
And we should not let it fall.
All right. Take care, my brother.
That's the reason why I'm saying that. I really would like to get a number for the minister.
I can't give you his number without his permission, but I will reach out to him, and I will let him know that you would like to.
Your best office to do it.
I don't know if my office is the best, but I will reach out to him.
I know you have contact.
I'll reach out to him, and I would ask him if he can give you an audience.
I think it's good to follow up on where the other minister may left and to get things going. And let us take out this little thing about NMP and the Grenada as a whole.
Grenada first. Take care.
Good.
I see your brother is here. BJ, would you want to say good morning to him?
Morning.
Carl Keaton.
Oh,
the big guy.
My brother Carl Keaton?
Yeah, he's there. You can say good morning to him.
I was going to say morning, Augustine David.
No. He lost the elections and disappeared. Good morning, Carl Keaton.
Morning, Andre Donald. It seems like you internationally known and locally respected to have the minister in such quick time on Real FM to give the farmers hope. You're playing your part in nation building, Andre Donald. You don't ordinary.
But no, Carl, I mean, one has to understand and know that I provide a service. Everybody knows where my political allegiance lie. There's no question about that. And the system has changed, or the people who control the system has changed. And I am part of the system, so I have to continue working with the system. Michael Pitt once said to me, and he said, if you swim against the waters of the Nile when it would have broken its banks, you will die. Do you understand that? He says, you should never swim against. He says you have to be with the tide, and then when you realize the opportunity for you to get out of the waters, then you get out of the waters. If you try to swim against it, you will die. So I hope that tells you something.
Master Carl.
Hey.
Good morning.
Morning.
Grenada belongs to Grenada belongs to we, right? So
Yeah.
Grenada belongs to we.
There's no doubt about that.
Right? So whoever, whichever, whenever, we are the people. Okay?
You heard that, right?
Yeah, I agree that sentiments. I endorse those sentiments.
Well, you see, you need to speak because remember that you're speaking to two sets of people. Your smile speaks to the people who are viewing on YouTube, but your smile cannot be heard on 91.9.
But I tell you, I concur with the sentiments echoed. Yes, it's about Grenada, it's about us, it's about we as a people, it's about bringing the agriculture to something where it is sustainable, where, as the minister said, there was one time when we had a lot of disposable income through agriculture, so you didn't have to be a rich man, but every day you could have food to live comfortable.
Mm-hmm. So BJ is here. Go ahead. You go ahead, Carl.
And if you could get it back to that close enough to around that area, it will be better for everybody because disposable income in the community helps everybody. Yeah.
BJ, what do you think the and I'm gonna in keeping to what JD has just said, Grenada belongs to all of us. What do you think the naysayers will be saying this morning now that the agricultural minister, I've created history. I'm the very first person alive on radio in Grenada to have spoken to the agricultural minister. This agricultural minister. Nobody could break that record, right, Carl? Nobody can break that record. That is set. But what do you think the naysayers will be saying?
Andre, from dealing with you, historically, if it was Boris Johnson you had on the phone, I wouldn't be surprised. Anything is possible with you. So I think a lot of people realize that outside there. So whenever something strange happen, they don't once it's you, they don't that's your life. They don't bother with you. That's how you live. Yeah. If I see you and I don't see something strange, I don't feel good. You're a strange person. I don't know if you know that.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you're very strange.
Carl, what do you want to say?
Very peculiar. BJ,
peculiar is the right word. Yeah, peculiar is the right word.
The next person I want to speak to, I'm going to try to reach out to him, Carl, and maybe try to see if I can get him for 5 minutes on Friday. Ron Redhead. That's the next person I'm going to try to speak to.
Yeah.
What do you
think? Ron owes us that 5 minutes, man.
Yeah. Ron owes us that 5 minutes, and I'm gonna be collecting. Tevin doesn't bother with us. Tevin Andrew doesn't bother with us. Minister Tevin Andrew doesn't bother. Maybe one day he will call us again, Carl, because you know he didn't reach out already. Yeah?
He might call one day when KB around.
Yeah. His godfather.
His political godfather, you call when he around.
Political godfather. So, one of the things I wanted to get out of Carl this morning, BJ, is that Carl is off island.
Oh, he's off island.
Yeah, he's off island. He's in Union Island. And Carl is never stopping when it comes to agriculture. As a matter of fact, he's dealing with something in
CMOS.
CMOS. So that would be considered as aquaculture, is it, BJ? Aquaculture? Yeah. Carl, tell us about the CMOS.
But we did some harvesting on Tuesday, so we want to create some gold CMOS. So we have to we have it under some covers, plastic covers, bleaching presently. So today the plan is to take it out and start drying it to get to the gold. Because you have the gold, you have the purple and the green, different processes in getting them to the finished product.
So
the purple you don't have to sweat it or bleach it naturally. You just have to wash it and dry it and it turns purple. The green grows green, and that's the same process. But the gold, to get it gold, it has to go through a natural bleaching process. We don't use no artificial bleach. We just cover it, like when you're sweating cocoa, you stifle it down, as they say, and then it bleaches to that nice white color, and then you dry it after that and have it packaged and so on. So today is a day and a half usually for bleaching. So today the sun is out nice. So we try to get some drying time today and sometime tomorrow.
The CMOS, I know we established earlier on in the week, Carl, that swimming is not a forte of yours. So
you have to go there.
Well, we established that early in the week. So where do you get the CMOS from?
No, okay, collection of CMOS harvesting is basically done in two ways. There's a lot of CMOS in this region up here in the wild, what you're calling the wild, they grow free. And you get somebody who dives, so divers will dive it for you, for a cost. And you have what you grow domestically, you set up CMOS farms in the shallow waters. So somebody like me, when I walk to the farm, about waist height is the water. So swimming, though, is nothing, so you don't have to afraid for it. And those, when you plant those CMOS, within 2 months you could have it. It's ready to have it.
Within what?
Within 2 months.
2 months?
Yeah.
Wow.
But if you want it, based on the type you want, you might allow it 3 months and so forth. But in 2 months you could start harvesting. The process is planting, and maybe 1 month into it you might have to go and do some cleaning because you have other things in the water, seaweed and so forth. You have to do a little cleaning. And based on what I was told, the latter part in the year when you're getting some rain is the best time they grow faster. I don't know. And BJ was talking about something about the nitrogen and so forth. Maybe all that is part of it. Maybe it have the same effect it does have on plants on land when rainfall, the green, the chlorophyll, so on.
It does.
Yeah.
Andre, just want to tell Master Khan a word of advice.
Yeah.
He need to double up on his life jacket. And I was watching the news last night, and they said you only take 2 feet of water to sweep you up your feet.
All right.
So please be careful.
Yeah.
Yes, good advice. Good advice.
Life jacket. BJ,
proper advice.
JD, you wanted to say something, I gather?
Master Carl, what fertilizer do you give the seaweed?
The CMOS. What fertilizer do you use? It's natural, right?
No. Well, the fertilizer is there in the sea trace elements. Because remember, salt water has all the trace elements necessary for growth.
Okay. All right.
Because the sea moss is high in trace elements, all the elements in the proper amount.
What is interesting to know?
Andre, seaweed and CMOS, they are plants,
They're plants,
Yeah, they are plants. Yeah.
What is interesting, Carl, is that down here in what is known as breakwater, there is one Joe Merriman. I don't know if anybody else does it, but I know that Joe Merriman does it in relation to planting CMOS. JD was going to say something?
Yeah, that's done in Grenville.
It's done in Grenville, but not Telescope here. But I'm talking in St. Patrick here.
Yeah.
Because of the breakwater that was created, Carl.
Yes, it's an ideal venue.
It seemed to lend itself to that because
it
has to be in an area where there are no heavy waves, right?
Yeah.
A bit sheltered.
A bit sheltered, but you need free movement of the water.
The water needs to be moving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Andre, just want to throw me a little bit here.
Yeah.
I think that's an industry that we aren't exploiting.
Yeah.
I've been passing from down in the south, come up on the eastern side, right up to Sotters in certain cases, and you see people have CMOS hanging up there. Some of them are being dried, overly dried. They can't even get it sold and stuff like that. There is a huge market in the US for CMOS, and given the nature of how it's been prepared, exportation shouldn't be so difficult. And actually, I think if you want to process CMOS, I don't think it's going to be very, very, very difficult neither. However, I think we need to commercialize that aspect of our agriculture sector and spend some serious money on this and get this going, because that's an industry that can create a lot of employment. And not just that, you are producing a food in certain cases, a beverage if you want to. So I think we have lots of potential that we can we can exploit.
a health food. And just, DJ, you made a salient point there. The markets externally are there. They just need to be tapped into. And it comes down to one of the issues we have in farming in general, consistency. Now, when you tap in those markets and then you have to be consistent, because if, like I'll just give in a ballpark figure, if your market demands 1,000 pounds every 2 weeks, you have to have 1,000 pounds every 2 weeks. Because if you do have it, those persons would seek other markets and you would lose out. So consistency is something, and that is our issue with farming, BJU. You would know that. Consistency in farming lends to a lot of things what do happen right for us. And with the new dispensation and orders, if assistance could be given to farmers to aid in consistency. I'll give you a story, BJ. I went and spoke to the hotel down close to the airport only, Sandal. And on walking in, the manager said to me, "You after this discussion, you would not come back and you would not contact me." And I was like, wow. And then after we finished discussing, he said, okay, simple put, we sell our guests a dream. When they come here, we can't make excuse. So what they want the farmers to do is to sell that same dream to them. And most time the farmers are not consistent with the dream. So we just talk a lot about the issues in agriculture, but we tend to forget the consistency issue. Because we cannot go to them and say, okay, by a lot of rain they fall and nah. So consistency, and even in the CMOS industry, consistency is one of the hindrance. But what I could say, the person who I'm up here with and learning the trade from is one of the experts in types of CMOS, processing CMOS and so on. So I hope to gain the kind of knowledge I hope to gain whilst up here to put me on a stead to know a lot about it, one, get tap into markets too, and be consistent in the product of the produce.
Master Carl? Master Carl?
Hey.
Yeah, when you went to the hotel, right, did they give you a contract?
No, I couldn't accept a contract then because there were certain things I had to get done first. And I by myself, what was required and the amount they need per week, I myself could not produce that. Although I had discussions with other farmers, but it was like lip service because nobody was willing to get into that. And what is interesting to note here, JD, entering into an agreement with the hotel would have been sustainable and better for a man because he knows when he produces, the hotel will take it, and whatsoever stays back, he could dispose of it as he sees fit. But for some reason, farmers rather to wait when he have less to say they eat their food and they get $10 a pound for tomato and so on when it's scarce, as against to getting $3 a pound right through the year for tomato. So sometimes even when you speak to other farmers, you kind of don't understand the mindset because they rather get one time when it's scarce around Christmas time and buy I eat a food because I get tomato for $8 a pound, but they could get tomato $3 a pound right through the year anytime they plant. And lack of consistency. You cannot sign a contract with the hotel and you don't be consistent. You is the one that will be breaching the contract.
You see, Master Carl, capitalism has its flaws like every other thing, you know.
Yeah.
When you're unable to control how people produce things and how they go about doing things, you can run into trouble sometimes, you know. It's a dog-eat-dog system. You know, if you can maximize your profits, you don't care who die, and you know that's all. Money becomes the order of the day. Master Carl, I'm looking at this thing differently.
Tell me.
In a lot of cases, it's hard for an individual farmer to just produce seaweed or sea moss on his own to you know, to have a big industry going. And sometimes you need to tap into, you know, other
collaboration.
Farmers. Yeah, collaborate with other farmers in order to get it done properly. I'm saying that what probably needed is like some organizations, some associations, some grouping, whereby a few farmers can come together and maybe set up a company or whatever, and they can have consistency in that way, because it's difficult for one farmer to just start off and all of a sudden he wants to do 2-3 hectares say CMOS. It's gonna be hard for him to do that. And the management, the space, whatever, because you see how Grenada is not much space. So
and you will grind yourself to the ground too.
Exactly. You will stretch yourself to thin. So I'm saying that proper planning is very, very important in regularizing the market for those things and the production. But it could happen. The thing about the market is very, very lucrative. There's a huge market outside there for those things. CMOS have been sold for $16 a pound, in some cases $20-something US per pound.
Mm-hmm.
And we have it here and we sell it for what, 5 EC or something?
No, it's more than that, DJ.
A little more.
A lot more. It's about
$10 or $15.
No, a pound of CMOS now is no less than $30. Am I right, Carl?
Yeah.
Well, let's put some in a bag.
But the thing is, you see, one of our problems, again, it goes back to my favorite place, BJ, the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council. It goes back to them, straight back at their doorstep and pushing this. Why? CMOS. I used to believe that with CMOS, up until a couple of years ago, about 2 or 3 years ago, I used to think that, well, you have to go and boil this thing,
you don't have
and
to.
then you boil.
Nope.
And then somebody said to me, no, Jay, you don't boil that. You just put it to soak.
You just soak this thing and you blend it.
And you blend it. And if you want
and that is the better way.
Yeah, if the person said to me, if you want to do so and do it another way, wash the CMOS, put your water on the fire to boil. When it's boiled, put that water in the CMOS, cover it and leave it there.
Yeah,
when you come back, it's melted.
Ready to go.
So it's gel. It's now a gel.
Right,
so you can cut off pieces, pop it in the blender and whatever.
Yeah,
those are the and so people are not teaching people these things, and they're not saying to people that CMOS, it's not just a drink, but because if you have a little bit of split piece there and you want to make a soup, you can take a handful of CMOS and toss it in that, and it will get nice and thick, and people will believe, well, you have 10 pounds of split piece you don't put in that pot there, but it's a little bit of CMOS that you just... So there's so many things that you can do with CMOS, but hey, hello, help, where is the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council?
And Andre, as you make that point, we get accustomed to believing CMOS could only be done with milk, and that is not true. You could do it with sorrel, you could do it with papa, you could do it with soursop and all these things.
CMOS and soursop does that all the time.
Yeah. So again, as I said, it goes back to the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council. They're not doing their job. And a pound of CMOS is a lot of CMOS. And you can use a pound of CMOS, BJ, it can last you close to 2 weeks based on how you do it, right, Carl?
Not just that, Andre. The thing about CMOS is the shelf life. I had CMOS for about 2 years on a table, and the other day spoil.
No, it can't spoil.
I throw it in a pot and I put some water.
Yeah.
It gets so swell up so big that I throw the pot cover.
Yeah. But it's really and truly, somebody saying 90% of the materials required for the human body comes from CMOS.
There we go.
The trace element.
Yeah.
Trace element, Andrew.
Of the minerals required
yes, Andrew.
Comes from CMOS.
That's the trace element.
But I believe, and I want to take this as a personal thing in relation to Real FM. This CMOS thing. I believe that we need to be pushing. CMOS to us is, get some CMOS and send for my brother in America get some CMOS and send in England.
CMOS.
And we're not consuming the CMOS here, you know.
Not just that, Andre. People who suffer from sleeping, like GD and stuff, they need to drink CMOS in the night. The high level of magnesium in it and puts you to sleep, it relaxes you. That's why when you're bathing this, you tend to want to sleep. Because same with CMOS.
We got a call on the line. Carl, hold on, we got a caller. Let's see what this person has to say. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I a few weeks ago I bought a liquor parcel of CMOS in Grenville for somebody for $20. When I look at what they got paid $20, I wonder, anyhow, what you all say there is totally true. And just to back up a little bit in what you were asking the gentleman, you were asking him, what will the Noah say about that link that you put on with the minister and whatnot. I think you will get criticism, you will get people criticizing, but I think in the interest of Grenada, you have been doing a very good job.
Why would anybody want to criticize Clifford?
Well, human being.
Oh,
the human.
Okay.
That's how the human is. You will hear people criticizing. And you hear it every month. Since after the NMP last election, you hear so much criticism, so much things. But I'm saying in the interest of Grenada, we have to move on. Because Mr. BJ will tell you, at that time, I think the only other estate in Grenada that was shipping bananas or had the amount of bananas as Douglaston was River Twine. With the amount they put on. They used to use the water from the pumping from the lake to irrigate their bananas. I go in there and see it. And when you look at the quantity of bananas that was put on there, but again, that project failed somehow. But you have to go on. You have to move on. That was a mass thing. I think at that time, the gentleman from Goa, Mr. Campbell, was the general manager, and then BJ became, I think, the general manager there. A lot of money was spent there, millions of dollars. But the project didn't live up to what was expected. Well, would you just stop there? I know BG is aware of that. I think at that time this gentleman, Ray Williams or something, was involved with the SCD at that time too.
Yeah, the other project that failed, organic banana project.
Right.
That failed, never sorted out properly, never planned it properly. After it failed, I went and tried to, revive and, because the estate was at risk. So I had to go and stabilize things. That's how I ended up there. Clifford, a lot can happen in Grenada from an agricultural standpoint. Government cannot produce job for everyone. They just cannot do it. And no matter all this talk here going around left, right, and center, whether it be 10 years ago, 15 years ago, now, if we don't create the right environment, the right atmosphere, with guaranteed market, support for farmers, easy financing, assistance, technical support. If we don't do those things, we agriculture sector are taking up here. Mango talk from here till next year.
It's going to fail again because you have to put your inside of it and take away this idea. When banana was shipped in Grenada, we didn't know who was NMP and who is NDC. We didn't know who was GLP and who was GMP. Every week you see the banana trucks going down, you see people make a living from it. It was a livelihood. So if we go back into this thing and we I don't work in because it's NMP in power, I don't work. A lot of people stop work their lands because of Gary, Gary go take me land and Gary go take, and they stop working. And we knew what happened. We knew what happened to agriculture after that.
Clifford, unity, togetherness, tolerance, for each other, love, care, patriotism, all those things are necessary at this point in time. Because what's going to happen, Clifford, is that if we slow down the economic activities in the country now, we're going to have fiscal problems.
Exactly.
We're going to have problems whereby the government going to have issues with raising serious revenue, which is needed at this point in time. And I don't make no bones about that, Clifford. I am NMP. I am green. That doesn't necessarily mean that that if NDC is doing something now and is beneficial, for the country, that I cannot throw in my card and, put my shoulders to the wheel, I would be a destabilizer if I'm not doing that. I would be unpatriotic.
And that's what some people do.
And I'm not making no joke about that. Yes, we working together. I have my allegiance elsewhere. But to tell me when it comes to the development of my country, I'm making any, bones about that. We working together. Even you do your bag of foolishness, I'm gonna be up on your shoulder. But if you're doing good things and you call me, I would be the first person to stretch my hand, for you to, hold along with it. Clifford, let me tell you something. I watch just politicians and them, and I'm involved in politics actively. I watch some politicians in Grenada. The way they divide, the hatred they preach, and what they would have said, and then you have to come back now and eat your own vomit like some old dog, and you have to say the same thing, in a different way, and people begin to mistrust you, and they have no, allegiance, they had no loyalty for you, because you created that demarcated lines, and then you start dividing people. You on that side, so you're green. You on that side, so you're yellow. And then green come in power, they ramp up the place, and yellow come in power, you don't have no development like that. So this spells trouble. Clifford, let me tell you something. There is no true and genuine development without unity. You need collective security for sure. You need collectivity when it comes to true and genuine development. If you want sustainable development, whatever you're doing have to be good for the environment, you have to be good for people, and you have to make economic sense, or else it would not be sustainable. And this is what politicians don't understand. They do things and two they break up because they never do it in a sustainable way. Because it never was good for people in the first case, or it never was good for the environment, or it was not viable. So you find things breaking up, and things all about the place, things that should be sustainable and creating jobs. It's how people go about planning those things. Once I heard Fidel Castro say, before you give somebody a school, teach them how to take care of it. Otherwise, if you give them, they go break it up. If you don't teach them how to take care of it.
I can tell you this thing about agriculture and getting back into the farm and whatnot and the road work. If we continue linking the road worker with the agriculture worker, we are going to be making mess. The agriculture worker is a different system of work to the road worker. Pick out your team and have people for working in the field and have people for working in the road. A man go and cutlass at the side of the road, he cut and he go. A man inside a plantation can't cut and go. You have to take care of the crops. You have to do a total different work.
Clifford, just something I wanted to tell you. We are trying to, and I'm sure he's listening now, because we had chat yesterday. We are trying to revolutionize the agriculture sector with artificial intelligence. We are trying to take this thing at another level, and we are talking to people whom should be serious and who should know better. And sometimes the response you get from those people is something else. Andre, what we wanted to do was to, and the equipment are here, we are trying to determine male nutmegs long before people prove that they are male, so they don't waste time growing them. So someone would have brought in, I think is Ambrose, would have planted 500 nutmeg trees. 400 was male.
Oh my God!
So you only get one basically about 1 acre that equals out about 100 trees to an acre. You just get about 1 acre that is that was good, and the rest you had to chop it down and they're all over the place. So we have the system whereby we wanted to how would you put it, Andre. We can determine the male long before. So if you want to take them out, you can take them out. We're going to do the testing, and you can take aerial photograph, GPS photograph that can give you all the fields, all the nutmeg fields in Grenada, so that when GCNA is planning or when they're talking, they don't talk in approximate. They know exactly what it is they are talking about. And we wanted to do that for cocoa, for soursop, for whatever. And we are talking to those people at the highest level, people who has master's degree and doctorate and stuff like that. And they're behaving like some old fool, You're talking to them for months and months. Look at the equipment is here. Look at what we want to do. And this Jumbie and them sit down there and they giving you a push. In fact, we was talking to chairman. Now we have to move to managers. I don't know. We're probably going to have to move to workers just now, and nobody is seriously,
Anyway, Clifford, we gotta wrap, Clifford. We gotta wrap with you.
8 acres of land in St. James, Capital Estate, that was sold by the branch to a company from Barbados. From the time it was sold to now, nothing was done. 68 acres of land.
Have a good day, Clifford.
Good.
We gotta go. Good.
Yeah.
Final words from you?
I'll give my planting dates.
Yeah, go ahead.
From the 7th, above the ground. 7th is above the ground. 8 and the 9, good for above the ground. 10 and 11, barren days. Neither plant nor sow. 12 and the 13, good for above the ground. The 12 good for above the ground, and the 13 good for below the ground. 14 and 15, poor days for planting. This is according to the Farmer's Almanac, according to the old the McDonald's Almanac. Above the ground, July 8 and 9, and below the ground, July 7th and the 12th. For McDonald's Almanac, which people go by mostly, 8 and 9 above the ground, and 7th and the 12th below the ground. Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Final words?
Final words, Andre. I want to tell the farmers of the land, keep working hard, keep tarrying along, stay focused. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Mr. Call is still there?
Yeah, he's still there.
Mr. Call, when you get on this same out, if you get anything, I have a link with Jamaica, so I could probably establish that person in Jamaica with you.
All right.
Give some more information. And one final word.
Link in Jamaica for the CMOS?
About CMOS.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Why I ask you about that with the hotel, the problem in Grenada, and hotels don't give contract, is because they cannot supply persistently. That's one of the biggest problems.
Quality and consistency.
Consistency. They cannot.
That is our problem.
When you go to them, they tell you, we're not giving you a contract, because we tried that many years before, and it's the same problem. Good.
But somebody wants to know if the almanac, the Farmer's Almanac, is in sync with climate change.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure. Okay, so do your research on that one. Yes, BJ?
Andre, I was just saying that sometimes you hear some people saying, I'm not giving you a contract because you're not consistent. In a lot of cases, sometimes the contract is what brings on the consistency. Sometimes you need contract before you go and invest in your money. Sometimes you go and invest your money and be, in a hopeful way, and you have this stuff and you can't sell it, you're no better off. So sometimes those people who sometimes telling you, I'm not giving you a contract because you're not consistent, in some cases, because they have their market, the guaranteed market for things already set up, so they don't bother with you. And this is something I would like to see, whether this government want to accept it or not, this current one. Change up this marketing board for me, please, and get this place working for me, please, or do something, privatize that, or do something with that thing. This is one of the factor that is eroding the agriculture sector in Grenada.
Confidence in the agriculture sector.
Yeah.
Confidence. Okay, my final word is this. Zico asked me, Mr. Miller, he says he has CMOS and he wants to know if I want some. Let me just make a general statement to everybody here. If you have CMOS and you want to give me, I'll be happy to accept it. Do I use it? Yes. So Zico, Don't stay there and ask me if I want some. Yes. And you know how to get it to me.
Until Zico Sima is good for libido.
Right, okay. Zico, I hope you heard that. No, but really and truly, I take this opportunity to say to people, use most CMOS. If it's available, use it.
It's good for you.
It's good for you. And don't just organize the CMOS to send for your cousin, auntie, nene, friend, brother, daughter in America. No.
Especially people with thyroid problems.
Yes.
CMOS is great
CMOS.
for that.
Use a lot of CMOS. Use it. And
iodine.
Say again?
The iodine in it, in the CMOS.
The iodine in it. And it's very easy.
When you
put it there, hot water, gel.
When you have things in Andre and you have it at your disposal, you very rarely use it because you always have it.
But they don't
sometimes
know,
even if it's
a lot
good
of
for
people
you.
don't know, BJ.
Andre,
They
I
don't
only realize banana, green banana so sweet after eating chicken and rice for 3 years straight. I didn't realize banana was so nice. You have to after eating rice for 3 years straight and you get some banana, you tend to think, wow,
Where Carl is, they don't have banana trees.
You don't have banana trees?
No.
Bananas can't grow there.
Bananas can't grow there. Carl, have you seen a banana tree in Union Island?
Not yet. So BJ, BJ, you need to put on the Osprey for me now. Once you think Caracol get it.
You get that?
But Carl, what do you see growing there?
Briar, man.
Briar prickle?
Yeah.
That's all?
It could burn coals?
Yeah.
Carl, as soon as other things start growing there, you start having plenty of people and people start tipping your CMOS and doing all kind of wrong things. Leave the place just like how it is.
Even in Grenada, in Grenville, what the problem they have is pre-got last with the CMOS. Yes.
Yeah, but no, they don't have that in Union Island. They don't have that. But Carl, for real, no other plants like in a little nothing?
No,
nothing
I see some sugar apple.
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That could be good.
I see a couple sauce up trees too.
How about
plum trees.
Okay.
Well, if those things could grow, ganja could grow too, you know.
Well, up here should be a good place for it. Be somewhat hard. I haven't seen it, but be somewhat hard.
Carl, goodbye. God bless you. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Catch you tomorrow, brother.
Right. Okay.
All right, one love. Right. BJ, JD, thank you so very much for this morning again. Hello. This is Real 91.9, 91.5, www.drealfmgrenada.com. Good morning again to the friends in Caracou, 92.9. Thank you so very much for joining us this morning. And here's hoping that all of you will have a wonderful day. It was a joy being of service to you this morning as per always. And we say thanks again to the Minister of Agriculture, Minister Adrian Persuader Thomas. And he had a little discussion with us this morning. And the first of many to come, we do hope. This is Real FM Radio. Stay with us. We've got news coming up at the top of the hour.
Agriculture, a pillar in the Grenadian economy. Gibbons Home and Garden Center, your main pillar for agricultural supplies in Grenada. They supply fertilizers, herbicides, seedlings, and nursery items, diesel water pumps, walk-behind tillers, organic and environmentally friendly agricultural inputs. Serving you from 2 locations at Birch Grove and booth number 34 at the Vendors Market in Grenville. Cost-effective agricultural solutions for all your needs. Visit Gibbons Home and Garden Center for the best in everything agriculture. Call them on 409-2175 or 438-4337 and enjoy their services from your farm.
Triple N. Informative, entertaining, and first. Every hour on the hour.
This is the latest news update produced by Triple N. Details when we get back.
Introducing the Grenlec mobile app. You can now get your bill balance and easily track energy usage for your home or business. Report and receive alerts about power outages. Plus, stay up to date by receiving the latest notifications. Yes, the Grenlec app keeps you connected anytime, anywhere. The Grenlec mobile app. Download for 24/7 access.
Welcome back. Locally, the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs commenced operations at the new Gulf Health Center. In the region, Trinidad and Tobago's mask mandate will be lifted from Sunday, July 17th, but will remain in place at medical facilities. Health Minister Terence Dialsing says the decision was taken based on the current hospital occupancy rates and not the number of daily COVID-19 cases, which continues to decline. Sonny Lala has more.
Following the Prime Minister's statement last Saturday that this country could see the removal of the mask mandate from mid-July, there is now a concrete date for it to come into effect.
From Sunday the 17th of July, all things being equal, the masking mandate will be lifted.
But Mr. Dialsing says the new regulations will still have masking at hospitals, clinics and healthcare facilities. The Ministry of Health will also be recommending that 4 vulnerable groups continue to wear masks, including the immunocompromised, the elderly, the pregnant population, and the unvaccinated.
That 49% of the population, you are really placing yourselves in jeopardy by not being vaccinated. It means a vaccinated person can take a little more risk without a mask.
The minister shows that they are prepared to respond to any possible spikes following the removal of the mask mandate, since hospital numbers have dipped below 100 with a continued downward trend of cases.
We are making the decision based on our hospitalization rates. Our hospitals are not seeing the number of persons who are ill or severely ill.
As for masking in schools, Mr. Dialsing says no recommendations have been made so far.
We are going to be paying attention to all the data between now and school opening, but as for now and for the next couple of months, from Sunday 17 July, the mask mandate is off.
The Chief Medical Officer will provide a list of recommendations next Wednesday where masking should continue, but pointed out that spaces with inadequate ventilation, indoor activities such as religious events, and on public transportation, it would be strongly recommended to continue wearing a mask.
Around the globe, more than 6,000 cases of monkeypox have now been reported from 58 countries, the World Health Organization Director General said, adding that Europe is the current epicenter of the outbreak. Here are the details.
On monkeypox, I continue to be concerned by the scale and spread of the virus. Across the world, there has now been more than 6,000 cases recorded in 58 countries. Testing remains a challenge, and it's highly probable that there are a significant number of cases not being picked up. Europe is the current epicenter of the outbreak, recording more than 80% of cases globally. I plan to reconvene the emergency committee so they are updated on the current epidemiology and evolution of the outbreak and implementation of countermeasures. I will bring them together during the week of 18th July or sooner if needed.
And in sports, England got off to a winning start at the Euro 2022 as they beat Austria in front of a record crowd for a European Women's Championship game at Old Trafford. This ends the latest update of news. Thank you for listening.
Triple N. Informative, entertaining, and first. Every hour on the hour.
Shanty Fest 2022 will be a movie as we get set for the big fest on Friday, July 8th on the Filbert Frame playing field in Shantimel. Get ready for Army of Mars. Featuring live from TNT, Swappy. Together with Afronauts. And live from Barbados, Marsville. Together with Hyper Sound. And how can you have an Army of Mars without Terra the Governor, Luna Tony Spark and Electrify, Rooney J, Dash, Little Jello, and Zooty Man. It's Army of Mars. Friday, July 8th, Fieldwood Frame Plainfield in Chantimel. Get your early bird tickets now for only $30. Regular $40. Gates open from 8 p.m. Showtime 11 p.m. Army of Mars. Friday, July 8th, the Fieldwood Frame Playfield.
Have you ever been to England to do a bit of shopping? I know, you always wanted to, but the trip is so long. Well, worry not. We have brought England right to you on Main Street, Surtees. Walk in and get the experience of shopping in England.
We're doing it for the love.
Without spending a pound and a crown. At our location, we have a little bit of everything British. Men and women's wear, colognes and perfumes, watches and jewelry. All the brand name and high quality baby items you have always wanted. Music lovers, Bluetooth earpieces and Bluetooth speakers are in store. Desktop and laptop computers and chargers for most electronic items. Inexpensive microphones and portable speakers of different sizes. Cell phones, high quality with accessories at very inexpensive prices. Fridges, stoves, washing machines and a microwave. And guess what? We even have some hard to find British food items only at Little England. At Little England, you'll only find items of durability and style, serving you with distinction. Come in, because this is where you can shop England style. Mention Real FM and get a special discount or a gift. And ladies, we have the toys you've always been looking for. Little England, right here in the Quasi in Surtees. Give us a call, 458-4111.
The Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the credit union of Grenville, takes you where you want to be. Feel secure with the Credit Union of Grenville, taking care of all your financial needs, including savings, loans, mortgages, and sound financial advice. Serving you with branches on Jubilee Street in Grenville, Lucas Street in St. George's, and coming soon, our Grandand sub-office. Call us on 442-8602 or visit one of our offices. With Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, your financial security is guaranteed.
The New National Party takes this opportunity to congratulate the National Democratic Congress on its victory at the 2022 polls. To all who voted in this year's election, the New National Party
Introducing the Grenlec mobile app. You can now get your bill balance and easily track energy usage for your home or business. Report and receive alerts about power outages. Plus, stay up to date by receiving the latest notifications. Yes, the Grenlec app keeps you connected anytime, anywhere. The Grenlec mobile app. Download for 24/7 access.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials, including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel, and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, insect screens, and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&M Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices, or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&M Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
Look, I jumping up a plane, match for the carnival. All by myself jamming in a band. Oh oh, no friend, no foe, no male, no female companion. Just me alone in me Juve band. Hey, cause my girlfriend pack, she thinks she say man she had enough of all of me antics and all my life. Hey, hey. She say every carnival partner is an excuse. And the way I treat her, she is carnival abuse. So bad no, not so I wasn't so awkward. Since the woman leave and gone, I feel like I drinking plenty. Since the woman back and gone, my friends and them say and confused, feeling so blue. And right now I don't know what to do. It's not so I wasn't so I come. Since the woman leave alone. It's not so I wasn't so I come. Since the woman leave alone. Look, my style and mass this year go have people curious. But me ain't had nothing at all to hide. It's a batchy life I living now and it's obvious. The woman gonna dash with the pride. Hey. Everybody know last carnival was me girl and me jamming together inside the bar. Now that she live and gone, you see, me won't fall apart. So this year you see I'm playing a mass for the lonely heart. Check out that, That's so I wasn't so I come. Since me a woman leave alone, I find like I drinking.
In our part of the world, we need to be prepared for natural disasters. Look, I jumping up a plane mass for the carnival. All by myself jamming in a band. No friend, no foe, no male, no female companion. Just me alone in my Juve band. Hey. Cause my girlfriend pack, she thinks she say man she had enough of all of me antics and all my life. Hey. She say every carnival partner is an excuse. And the way I treat her, she is carnival abuse. So bad news, Not so I wasn't so I come. Since me woman leave and gone, I feel like I drinking plenty rum. Since the woman back and gone, my friends and them say I get it wrong, but they just don't understand. I'm feeling so blue, lost and confused, feeling so blue. And right now I don't know what to do. It's not so I wasn't so I come. Since the woman leave and gone. Not so I wasn't so I come. Since the woman leave and gone. Look, my style and mass this year go have people curious. But me ain't had nothing at all to hide. It's a batchy life I living now and it's obvious. The woman gonna dash with the pride. Hey. Everybody know last carnival was me girl and me jamming together inside the bar. Now that she live and gone, you see, me won't fall apart. So this year you see I'm playing a mass for the lonely heart. Check out that, Not so I wasn't so I come. Since me a woman leave alone, I find like I drinking plenty rum. Since the woman back and gone, my friends and them say I get it wrong, but they just don't understand. I'm feeling so blue, lost and confused, feeling so blue. And right now I don't know what to do. It's not so I wasn't so I come. Since me a woman leave alone, not so I wasn't so I come. Since me a woman leave alone. Look, my family and friends, I know they go half concerned when they see me carnival depiction. Me and her no stress, just hoping that they go understand the reason for all my tribulation. They say in life the things you sow is that what you reap. At times we take bitter and call it sweet. I don't want no sympathy partner, neither debate. The This might be my destiny. I'll sit down right here and wait. No debate, not so I wasn't so I was. Since me woman leave and gone, I find like I drinking plenty. Since the woman back and gone, my friends and them say I get it on, but they just don't understand. I'm feeling so blue, lost and confused, feeling so blue, and right now I don't know what to do. It's not so I wasn't so I was. Since me woman leave and gone, not so I wasn't so I come. Since me woman leave and gone, not so I wasn't so I come. Since me woman leave and gone, I find like I drinking plenty. Since the woman back and gone, my friends and them say I get it on, but they just don't understand. I'm feeling so blue, lost and confused, feeling so blue, and right now I don't know what to do. It's not so I wasn't so I come. Since me woman leave and gone, not so I wasn't so I come.
Roots up. This one mad again. Let we do this for we. Everybody, get up, stand up. We go in and dance. What? Oh, we go. Take a little dance. Take a little dance for we. Everybody, take a little wine. Take a little wine for we. Take a little jump. Take a little jump for we. Take a little wave. Take a little wave for we. It's long, long time we ain't party so. It's long, long time we ain't happy so. It's long, long time we ain't drink a rum. What goes around comes right back around. Don't say you getting old you as old as you feel. Don't say you getting cold you as cold as you feel. Who say you getting slow you as slow as you feel. It's time for you to show up. Let me show them how you feel. So let me jump up so, and let me hug up so, and let me wind down low, and let me touch the floor, and let me jump up so, and we go hug up so, and we go down low, bend down and touch the floor. Take a little dance for we. Take a little wine for we. Take a little jump for we. Take a little wave for we. It's long, long time we ain't party